Good morning, I'm outside, so it must be a readathon vlog. Hello, this is my opening for the vlog for Reading Rush, the very first one, formerly Booktubeathon. I already have some problems with my TBR. So both Witchmark and Redwall were taken out by other patrons at the library before they could be pulled from my holds. So I don't have those two books currently. I'm still at the top of the holds list, so I could in theory get them later this week, but I have alternatives that I can pick up from the library today because I already have the holds have come in. One of them is Honor Girl, that'll be my purple one. This is a graphic novel that I've been wanting to read for a while anyway, so that's fine. The other one is the second in the Murderbot series, which is my non-human protagonist. In my backpack I already have my more than 5 words in the title book, and I'm about to start reading The Hate You Give as an audiobook on my way to work. Just on my way home from work, I slept horribly last night, so I had some coffee. About a third of the way through the cup, my stomach started burning and hasn't stopped. So I got out of work a couple hours early. I have books, I have groceries, I'll get some reading done, hopefully, if I don't pass out from pain. Hello, so I just finished Can You Ever Forgive Me, and this is one of those books that I feel like the movie is going to be better. It is fairly short, and because of that you don't really get into the character, and I say character, this is a real person, you don't really get into why she was motivated to do this besides she was broke. Like, there had to be more circumstances than she was broke, and she wanted to make sure that the cat that she just adopted from the streets was going to be okay. Like, that will play out way better on film, especially because Melissa McCarthy is the lead in the film, and I love her. So I have a feeling that if I get around to watching this film, I'm gonna like it better than I liked this book. This was probably like a 2 to a 3-star read for me. It wasn't the worst thing ever. I also thought it was going to be just back and forth of these early pages of just a little bit about a letter and then a letter between people that I don't care about, and like maybe I've heard of one of them, but it's like reading gossip about people you don't know. There was that. I'm going to take this opportunity to lay on this couch and read my thing that I'm going to read all in one place, which is going to be this graphic novel called Heavy Vinyl. Again, short, good idea, not getting off the couch until I finish it. Hello, I finished Heavy Vinyl. I put some food in my face. Heavy Vinyl was really cute. It was very queer. I wouldn't mind reading more of it, but from my understanding there isn't going to be any more, but if there is, I will totally read it. I've started my 3rd book, and it's still the first day. I like to read all of my shortest books first because then I feel highly accomplished, and that kind of gets me through the rest of the week. It's the second in the All Systems Red or Murderbot Diaries series. All Systems Red is the first one, and Murderbot Diaries is the series name. It follows a murderbot. That's what you need to know. It's a novella, it's fun. It's about this robot that is supposed to be a security robot that just does murdering, basically, but would rather spend its time just like watching TV shows and stuff like that. So it's pretty fun. I made it a chapter through before I put some food in my face. While I was doing that, I was listening to The Hate You Give, and now I'm gonna go back to reading this until I have to go to bed. Apparently I'm also going to spend some time fighting to get into the website, which I haven't been able to do the entire time because this is a very popular time, so I understand it. I will just have to be really excited about badges later because it is just not gonna load. Morning, it's Tuesday and the seagulls are having a day. So I think I got another chapter into Artificial Condition before I was finally comfortable enough to try sleeping. Oh good, everybody's sawing things. There are deer. Hopefully I can show you deer again. For some reason I always get to show you deer in these vlogs. Oh no, they're gone. They're jumping into somebody's yard. Why are all the neighbors out when I try to vlog? Because I'm embarrassed, that's why. So Tuesdays are the days that I do the least reading because I work all day and then I go... My alarm goes off in my pocket while I'm vlogging. And then I go to my best friend's to watch Survivor, so there's like, my lunch break is pretty much the only reading I get to do. And those deer are behind this house somewhere, so I can't show you today. Maybe another day. Or go to a previous reading vlog, because they always seem to show up. In any case, hopefully I can finish that book today at lunch, but it's doubtful because I read really slowly. And then I have Honor Girl waiting on my bedside table, which I will probably read in the bath tomorrow. I think that's my plan. As expected, I did not finish any books today because it's Survivor Day. I never finish any books on Tuesdays, but I don't have that much left of Murderbot's book, so hopefully I'll finish that during my lunch break tomorrow, and then Honor Girl in the tub tomorrow night. Also, I'm more than halfway done The Hate You Give, which is what I'm listening to on audio, and I will be listening to it on the way home now. Good morning. This vlog hasn't had a single clip from my bathroom yet, which has got to be weird for you guys, because usually there's tons by now. I did, however, read a little bit more of that book last night, just a few pages while I was waiting to go to sleep. So I will finish it today at lunch, I think. I think I only have like 60 pages left, so I should be able to get it done if nobody interrupts me. And yeah, now I just have to figure out what to drink in my bathtub later. They're redoing the roof at work, and every time there's a big crash above my head, we just pretend it's a giant seagull and that they're attacking us, and it makes it so much funnier. I walk by these every day and never really have an excuse to take video or photos of them, so here we go. Just on my way home, I finished an artificial condition. I also picked up some more books from the library because apparently I can't help myself, so maybe those will get read this week. Who knows? I'm gonna try. Well, I just sat in my tub for the entirety of Honor Girl and didn't do any actual bathing in my bath, so you know, success. But I read the entire book, so technically I've read 2 books in one place, although those places are different. I've read one book in one place and one book in another place. Okay, I made it weird, bye. Okay, now that I've bothered to, you know, put clothes on, I'm just charging my phone so I can start reading the one ebook that was on my TBR, which is the remaking of Corbin Whale. I'll be honest, I don't remember what this one is about. I remember somebody was reading it during the second round of the Queer Lit Readathon and was really enjoying it. I think that someone was loose, and I think it has something to do with baking and queer people and adorableness. But I could be completely wrong, so I'm going into this not knowing much, which is pretty usual for me, but I feel like I'm going into it knowing less than usual, if that's even possible. I've got about an hour and a half left of The Hate U Give, which is great because I'm actually watching the movie tomorrow with my friend Steph, so I will finish the audiobook before watching the movie, which would have been fine because I've already read the book before, but it's just nice to finish one and then do the other. You know the feeling, you know the feeling. It occurs to me that I totally teased you earlier with my I picked up more books but didn't tell you what they were, so I'll show you what they are now. I picked up a thriller called Stillhouse Lake. I picked up Laura Dean Keeps Breaking Up With Me, although I've heard very mixed reviews. And I picked up The Accidental Beauty Queen because Zoe from Your Book Nerd Zoe was talking about reading this one, and it just seems like some fluff. And I like fluff, especially during a readathon. Let it be known that in the second paragraph, it is confirmed that this is about a bakery, and I'm here for it. Thursday morning update. It's a little quieter outside because it's like an hour before I usually go to work because I have an earlier shift because I'm doing a different thing at the library than I usually do, which I prefer, to be honest. Any case, I started Corbin Whale last night, enjoying it so far. Only read about the first 2 chapters and then I had to go to bed early because I had to get up early. You know how this works. I'm a responsible adult. So because I go to work early, I also get off work earlier, which means I have a big gap of time between getting off work and going to my friend's house to watch The Hate U Give. So I should be able to get a sizable amount of reading done today, which would be nice. I'm also going to finish the audiobook, if not on the way to work, then like shortly after leaving work. It's my weekend, which is less exciting when you realize that I only have 1 day off and then I have to go back to work. Whatever, it's fine. I finished The Hate U Give, and I decided... Rude. I finished The Hate U Give, and my next audiobook is actually a collection of 3 kids' audiobooks because I figured, you know, Murderbot has some human parts, so technically you could make a argument that Murderbot is, you know, human and too human for that challenge, so I'll just, you know, double up and read 3 books about a bunny who's also a vampire. Why not? I'm gonna do it. Just on my way home from my friend's house, we watched The Hate U Give. It was fun because since everything was so fresh in my mind and she had already read the book before, I did kind of a running commentary of this is different, this is different, this is different, this is a small detail they changed for no reason apparently, which is just a fun comparison thing to do. We both don't care that things are changed because obviously things will be changed between mediums, so it's just fun to compare and contrast, as you say. I also listened to the entire first Bunnicula book. I'm listening to the second one now. You can tell that these are older books, but they're fun sometimes. Surprise! It's not a clip of me walking to work because I don't work today. It is Friday. I spent the morning just reading in bed, had some toast. I'm going to watch a show with my roommate and then read a lot more today because this is my last day of really big amounts of reading time. Pretty much my only day of really big amounts of reading time. So I'm going to make the most of it. So the second book in the Bunnicula series is called Holiday Inn, and so far it's basically about a dog wanting to murder his wife. which is just so super weird. Just very weird. Also, it's weird that it's the Banuncula series, even though Banuncula's like not in this book. It's very weird. I keep saying Banuncula. It's oddly difficult to say bunny and Dracula at the same time. Banuncula. I'm within the last 25% of the remaking of Corbin Whale. I went home so I could sit on my deck and drink a cider while I finished reading it. It's such a beautiful day outside that I just had to sit outside. I also have a fantasy about ordering pizza and just sitting here until the pizza guy gets here. Haven't decided if I actually want pizza yet though, so we'll see how it goes. Tonight, I'm actually going to see Two Gentlemen of Verona. It's being put on by the Victoria Shakespeare Society, which my roommate is a part of, so I'm going to go to that later. Can't really show you any footage of it though, because you're not supposed to tape while you're there. It's really cool. It's an outdoor setting. They do 2 shows a year, and most of the actors are in both shows, so I've already seen Julius Caesar last week, and I'm seeing Two Gentlemen of Verona this week. I've never read these plays before, and I've never seen these plays before, so it's really fun, and then I get my roommate to explain to me things I don't understand, which is fun. So I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna finish my book, and this will be my 7th book of the readathon, and then on the way to Shakespeare I'm going to probably finish Holiday Inn, which is such a weird premise, and I wonder what the 3rd one's going to be like, but we'll find out. I just finished the remaking of Corbin Whale, and it was amazing. Like, I expected to really enjoy it. I did not expect it to be a 5-star, and I'm pretty sure it was a 5-star read for me. The consent and the understanding of these characters and the comfort and how sexy it ended up being, I was not expecting that. Very good, would recommend. At this point, I have read 7 books for the readathon. I have most of the badges. In fact, the only badge I don't have at this point is making a Reading Rush video, which is what this vlog is going to be. So as soon as this is done, which I hope it's tomorrow, I will have all of the badges. Morning, it's Saturday. I didn't get enough sleep. You know when you go to bed and then you just lay in bed for hours and you're like, why am I not sleeping right now? I should be sleeping. It was one of those. And then I also woke up really early, so I showered really early. I'm going to work early. I read a book for a while. Last night at the show, I read most of Laura Dean Keeps Breaking Up With Me, and then I finished it when I got home last night. It was meh. This means I've finished 8 books for the readathon. I'm going to finish at least 9 because I'm going to finish Holiday Inn probably on the way to work. And then I'm going to start Celery Stalks at midnight, but I don't know if I'll finish it today. And then I think I'm just going to end the readathon a day early like I usually do, because my reading week for my wrap-ups is Sunday to Saturday, so all these readathons that start on Mondays are weird for me. And then additionally, as soon as I have this vlog up, I will have all of the badges, so yeah, that's a thing. I don't know if I'm going to get it up on Saturday, which is today, or if I'll put it up tomorrow and have 2 videos tomorrow. I don't know what I'm doing, but I'll keep you updated. The book I'm reading right now is something I started before Reading Rush, and I just started it back up again. I'm only like 5 chapters through, but I'm really enjoying it, and this one comes out at the beginning of next month on the 6th, so I want to get it done before it comes out. I'm home from work, and I've just finished the Celery Stalks at midnight, which means I finished 10 books in 6 days, so I think I'm gonna call it. I'm obviously going to keep reading Gods of Jade and Shadow because I want to finish that one before the end of the month, but I'm probably not gonna finish it today. I might finish it tomorrow, but I've got things to do. What was your favorite book you read this week? Let me know about it down in the comments below. On the way down to the comments, if you hit that subscribe button, that would be very nice of you. You can like and share this as you see fit, and I will see you very soon. Bye.